All right. So we're going to do episode 18.
Yes.
And it is talking about
The importance of friendship. We need our friends.
it is essential. It is not
Optional.
optional. Thank you. That's the
all right.
word. It's
It is
optional.
not just something like, oh, that's nice to have. Like you have to have somebody. You have to have a person, your people, in order to thrive.
Yes.
It's critical.
I think, when we talk about what friendship does for us, and you and I have been friends more than 30 years.
I was just thinking that, like, it's been forever.
It has
We
been
have
forever.
been there through so many chapters of our lives, and it's just beautiful.
Well, and if we look at how our friendship has evolved, we've been, we've been friends, and then we've been friends, and then we've been friends, and then we've been friends. And there has not ever been a, it has to, our friendship has to look like this. It has ebbed and flowed.
Yeah, it's true.
With where we were in our lives,
Oh my
where
gosh,
we
yeah.
lived, where we, how old our children were and what our availability. I mean, one of the marks of a friendship that is really beneficial is that we've been present in the way that we could be and that it benefited each of us. We supported each other in the way that we were available to and what the other person needed. And so it wasn't always like now we have this luxury of adult children and living near each other.
Oh,
We
it's
see
the
each other
best, right.
frequently.
Yes, I know. Living close by. I mean, we've been in different states before and different stages, and we've taken turns where one person's life is a little bit more peaceful than the others, and then we flip flopped, and I mean, really, it's been amazing doing these episodes and still learning about each other. Even when we thought we knew everything, it's just illuminated more differences, more similarities, and to be able to be there for each other or in any kind of friendship in this very genuine way, loving way, challenging way when we need it, and supportive, cheerleading, all of the things. I don't know where I would be without my friendships, certainly without you. I don't even want to think about it. My life is greatly enhanced by my friendship with you and with other people. So lucky.
Well, and I think that, being in our later 50s, we both have groups, right? There's not one friend who does it all.
Right.
We have groups of friends that meet different needs in our life.
Oh, that's so true.
And it's important to have them, right? And I love the fact that I have so many friends that I've had for more than 30 years.
Although I do have to say, there's a little bit when you tell me, oh, I had coffee with my friend so-and-so. I'm like, what do you mean? Like that wasn't like, you have other friends? There's a little moment sometimes, not bad, not big, but just a moment like, huh. I can't be everything for you. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I don't want to be everything for you. So it makes sense, but I probably never told you that before. Isn't that funny? There's certain friends, just a few that I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. So it's kind of funny, but like, I don't want to be everything and I think sometimes we can get into a trap if we need everything from one person, even if we feel like we don't have friends. It's all right, I have my partner, and they are everything for me. And that's where it leads to bitterness and resentment because you cannot get everything that you need from one person.
And nor should you.
No.
Right? Like
You need a variety.
that closes in your world instead of expanding your world. And we have said over and over, you are an extrovert. You have many, many more friends. And everywhere you go, people are like, I want to be your best friend forever. Right? And so it's
funny.
It's true. I mean, I am more discerning. I am like, do you need me? Because if you need me, I don't.
Right. Because then I'm going to be an overgiver.
So I'm going to overgive and I'll take you on.
Meanwhile, I turn into Oprah. I'm like, you get me as a best friend and you get me as a best friend. Everybody in the Yeah, it's very different how we approach that. Yeah.
It is. But I want to say to both of us, we both have friends that we have had all of our lives. And so and we also have newer friends and groups of friends, right? My new travel group people, I've only loved them for 2 years, maybe not even 2 years.
And I love them for 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. And I see why. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's you. It's good that you have room for that, for new
Yes.
friends.
And it's making room for new people who enrich your life and people that you've had forever who
Mhm.
support you and know you intimately. And so let's talk about
I love
what's
that.
the benefit of friendships? What are the
Mm.
things that happen in your life or do how they support or benefit you? What are the things?
My immediate thought when you asked that was, when I've had the tough times, I usually go to, oh, because I have so much fun with them. But when I've had crumbling relationships, um, like how many times did I call you not too long ago where I was losing my mind, and the friends who know me and they know the players, and I I I don't know how I would have gotten through without friends when relationships have been ending. Um, that was just my first thought.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sounding boards, someone to listen, hold, be a
Mhm.
container for it's
Mhm.
the, and back to my millennials and my
Yeah.
lovely holding space for,
Yes.
right? I mean, friendship is so much
Mhm.
about holding space for
For
other people.
correct, and for the validation that comes with it.
Mhm.
Like to validate, no, 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 it's okay. This is crazy. I would be upset about this too. Or clarification, like, are you sure? Maybe have you thought about this yet? But yeah, just the sounding board alone is so valuable.
Well, and there's also the unwavering person that's going to be on your side.
Yes.
Right or wrong, I'm going to be on your side, right?
I hate him already. What did he do?
Yes, exactly,
Yes. And
exactly.
what would we be without that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so, so important.
Mhm.
And friendships are about having someone to do things with
Mhm.
and having someone to bounce ideas off of
Yes.
and to be connected, right? I mean,
Connection is huge.
it is,
Connection
it's
is
the
huge.
fabric of who we
You almost
are.
feel, yes, I feel like I'm almost more myself sometimes in connection with my friends.
Yes.
Okay, these are the ones I am 100% authentic, good, bad, or ugly moods. Yes.
Well, and that's one of the things. I know that I can tell you anything without judgment,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And so, and
Mhm.
even if I should be judged for what I'm thinking or saying
Mhm.
or doing,
Right.
I'll do the judgment before you do, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's part of
I
it.
love that. I love being a safe place to land for people.
Yeah.
It's just because that's what I need, and I just love offering that because we don't have many places in the world like that,
No.
and that feels really good. And also just everybody, the friendships that can be the cheerleaders for each other, or the silly, crazy ideas or the new passions, or about, oh, that's amazing, go for it, and clapping, and
The
then
adventures, right? Having
yes.
someone to be your partner in crime,
Mhm. Yep, I always said my friend Jen, she was just my I'm in friend. Like, you want to, yeah, I'm in. Where are we going? Love that. I need a friend like that. That will
yes.
never be you, and that's okay. You don't need to be. I'm in. You're like, what
Well,
time
I'm
does it?
in.
What time does it
I was
end?
gonna say, as long as it happens before
Before
9 o'clock,
9 o'clock. But
I'm
Jen is like,
in.
oh, I'm in. Where is it? And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah.
different friends for that
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on and
Yeah.
on about the benefits of friendship, of this. Sometimes it just helps me find my center, especially the low maintenance friendships where it's okay if you don't talk all the time, but they're there.
Yeah.
And they help me find my center.
Yeah.
Sometimes, oh, there's so much.
Well, and we both have lots of groups of friends. And
Mhm.
I even have, and we can talk about it later, but I have friends from when I was 12 years old. And knowing that I'm a military kid,
Wow.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
People I've known more than 40 years,
Wow.
closer to 50 years,
Mhm.
right? I have coffee with them. They don't live local, but the one of the silver linings of the pandemic was we started talking on Zoom. And now every couple weeks we get up early on a Sunday morning and have coffee and talk about
Oh,
all the things. And
that's beautiful.
it is, and
Yeah.
it's
Staying connected. Wow.
so connected and so connected to myself, right? Because in my connection to them, I'm connected to parts of myself
Hmm.
that I hadn't thought
All the
about in
chapters.
years, all the
Yes.
chapters. And they're so beautiful
Yeah.
and still being able to show up for each other.
Hmm.
There's
I
just
love
so
that.
many ways.
And I just thought of something else too when we were talking about the importance of making new friends. It's also really good because sometimes our old friends don't always know that we've changed a whole lot.
Yeah.
And the new friends, we are continually growing. So like my new friends and new jobs, usually I make them through new jobs or like with my music. So I've met new musician friends or whatever. And they didn't know the me 10 years ago where I didn't speak out so much. They don't know anything about that. And so they can't imagine me not being like, excuse me, and setting something right.
Yes.
And that's almost weird for me because when they give me their impressions about me and just assuming that, oh, well, you're confident with everything you do. I'm like,
You're like,
thank you. I
what?
say thank you. I'm like, wow, they have no idea of the history of what it took to get to that point to be me. But it's kind of nice to have that space too of like, it helps solidify for me, oh, this is really grown. So that it's like a fresh perspective. And
Yeah,
I
that's
really
lovely.
appreciate that too, you know? Mm.
Let's talk a little bit about the difference between men and women. It's so
Yes.
important. Women are socialized to have more friends and have more connections, and it doesn't mean all women do.
Mhm.
But in general, we are taught to be more reliant on those connections than men are.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a real deficit for men.
And not all men, obviously, but the connections that the men do have, quite often, the dynamics are very different in their friendships than
Yes.
the dynamics in female friendships. Very,
And
very
it is
different.
a real deficit.
Mhm.
Men tend to miss out on having real emotional intimacy,
Yes.
right? Where you learn to process emotions and talk about what's going on.
Mhm.
Women do that
Constantly.
constantly.
Right.
And right, it's part of how we manage our emotional load.
Mhm.
But frequently men depend on women in their life
Right.
to create those relationships for
Mhm.
them.
Right.
And again, I say it's a real deficit for men, and it's a real sadness, right? That
And loneliness kind
a
of. Yes.
loneliness, right? When we talk about
Mhm.
men having loneliness, it's part of it is
Mhm.
because they're not building friendships. And so,
And if they do, they're usually activity oriented. They are
yes,
usually around like playing a game together, going for a beer together, maybe eating together or watching the game together, but
sports,
it's
it's
activity
sports.
related.
It is activity
Yes,
related.
and not and it's certainly but it's not everybody, but in general, that's the tendency. And women certainly do that as well. But I talked to many men who they've said, "What on earth could you have talked about for 2 hours?" Like they can't, and we could easily sit and just talk for 2 hours.
Only 2 hours would be
Right.
my only.
Minimum,
Yeah,
we have
right.
an 8-hour flight together. Okay. Not that you
How
would talk to me on a flight, but if you did, we would have plenty to cover, right?
how many times have we gotten in the car to go somewhere and driven for hours on end and
Yes.
talked the whole way there and
Yes.
back?
And
I
we
would
talk
talk to
about the
you
whole
on a flight.
gamut. We're talking about funny things. We're talking about things we heard about or shows, but we're also talking about our deep depression that happened because of A, B, or C. And then
Yeah.
we're asking each other questions. It's also we're going back and forth.
Mhm.
It's interactive. It's reciprocal. And I don't think that is a dynamic that happens with men. It's like, how was the birthday? It was good. Okay, cool. You want to go? It's the extent. Not always. It's just very different. And because I feel so enriched, I don't need a whole lot more of that. But a lot of times, if men are relying on that from their partner,
Or for
you
their
know,
partner to structure it so that it's the friends, it's the husbands of their friends.
correct.
They create scenarios where men connect. And
Hmm.
so, this is just to acknowledge that men are in a really hard space with this.
Yes.
It's not a criticism.
No, 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 not at all.
But it is to recognize that there is an area for growth
Hmm.
because it can feel like a real deficit. And so
Yeah.
that you're not getting your needs met. And oftentimes we don't even realize we have that need.
Right, right.
We
Like,
have the
what's wrong? I
outcome.
like my friendships. I'm fine. But like, do you have any sense of where a man could start? Where would a man start? Would it feel safe for a man to start bridging that little gap with his male friends?
Well, I think for the first part that you start for men is awareness, right?
Yeah.
It's just acknowledging, hey,
Mm.
I'm not initiating any of these.
Oh,
And
yeah, right.
right, I mean, I'm waiting for my wife, or I'm waiting
Mhm.
for my partner, or I'm waiting for, this event the softball on Wednesday
Yeah,
nights, right?
yeah.
And
That's a good point.
it is just being aware that maybe I'm not having as much connection
Mm,
as I could benefit from.
you're right.
And so that would be the first. And then the second is, honestly, I don't care if it's sports
Right.
related. That's a great place to start,
Mhm.
and and then ask, well, hey, let's
Check in a
let's
little.
let's go and, have
Yeah.
wings afterwards, and sit, and it's being more consistent, because what
Yeah.
happens is, okay, here's softball season, and then it stops, and then I don't see you. So let's keep
Mm.
this up on Wednesday
Yes.
nights until softball season
Mhm.
starts again. It's doing little bridges to
Love it.
make that,
Love it.
right?
That's great.
And so a little bridge is, hey, after church on Sunday,
Mhm.
let's go
Go get
and
coffee
go, yeah,
and just
right?
hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just doing any little bridge to an extend an activity that's already existent, or if you're not, right? And
Mhm.
and we talk about this all the time for building friendships for people who are neurodivergent,
Mhm.
or have difficulty, connecting to people, whether they're
Yeah.
male or female.
Mhm.
It's finding an activity that you like, a meetup group
Yes.
or a class,
You like
or
hiking, you like arts and crafts, you like
yes,
gaming, anything like that.
running groups,
Yes.
board game groups.
Something around an interest of yours. I think that
Yes.
would help so much.
And then showing up. And
Right.
so
Right.
and so here's we didn't talk about this in prep, but
Mhm.
there are I was not good at small talk. As you can imagine, I have a magnet inside my chest, and every time I talk to people, they tell me all of their deep dark
Oh, yes.
they do. They tell
Yes.
me everything.
Yep.
And then they have sharer's remorse, and the look of horror when they realize they have just told me all of their stuff.
Mm.
And so I had to learn how to small talk.
Yeah.
And so, I this is a really good way. I have 3 questions that I tend to ask people when I'm doing small talk.
Oh, this
And
is good. I
yeah,
did
yeah.
not know
I
this about
know
you.
you wouldn't know this about it, because I conquered that,
Constantly.
because not because I didn't wanna hear people's deep, dark secrets, but people are so horrified that
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I heard, "I can't believe I just told you that.
Mhm.
I've never told
Yeah, I hear
anybody
that a
that."
lot. It's so
And there's
big
so
deal for
much
them.
discomfort in
Right.
it, and I'm like, "It's okay, I'm safe," but I learned, and so, um, I tend to ask people, as you know, what was the last vacation, or what was the last trip you took? Where'd you go? Right? So I tend to ask something around a trip or a
I
vacation,
like
or
that.
something, right?
Yeah.
Because people love
They
to
love to
do
talk about
that.
themselves too, and they
They
love to
do.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this one you're gonna love.
I like that one a lot.
What was the last thing you learned?
Wow.
Right?
And are they able to answer?
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
What was the last new thing you learned?
Mm.
Right? And so rarely, I
Mm.
mean, I can always come up with an answer. Oh, I took a class on this or that.
Yeah.
I learned to, make beer. I learned to do.
Yeah.
And so people love to answer that.
That's a great one.
It is. It's a
I'm
fact.
looking at you like, oh, she does do this stuff.
I
But like
do,
you
right?
it's so suave. And I just like weave it in. It looks so natural.
It does.
Like sometimes you're talking about I'm like in my head, I'm going, oh, that party, that's what she was doing. Yeah,
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
And that's good because hopefully that can help somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
then the third one is usually, it just depends more, focused on the group. So if it's a
Yeah.
work networking, I'm like, what do you really love about your job,
Mm,
right?
and it's
Or
positive too, which is
yeah,
such a nice reframe because most people are complaining. So that's
yes,
nice.
right. Or and if it's a different setting, like
Hmm.
it's well, what do you really love about this yoga class, or what,
Yeah.
however the setting, but it's
Yeah.
really about it's it's
Getting them
it's
to talk.
getting them to tell me something that is a positive,
Yeah.
right? Because people feel good when they talk about
Hmm.
positive, and all 3 of
Yes.
those were positive.
That's so good. And sometimes if I meet people and it's a couple, I always ask like, how did you guys meet?
Yes.
I love hearing. At first, I just love hearing those stories, and if they always enjoy telling that. And it goes back to if they're not happy right now, they were then. And
Yeah.
in hearing that story, and it just gets, and they're happy that you're interested. And I just think that sets a nice tone. So
But
anyway.
when we teach our neurodivergent and I say neurodivergent, but it's really anybody who like introverts who are awkward
Yep.
with I don't know what to say.
Correct.
Um, when you teach them to have the same questions in the pocket, and honestly, you can talk to the same people the next time you see them, and the next time they're not going to remember
Right.
that you asked these questions, or you can expound on it.
Mhm.
Or maybe, well, I haven't traveled in a while. Where are you going next? Where do you want to go next? Right.
Right.
There's so many ways to work
Yes.
that question,
Love it. Love
right?
it. Very
And
good.
so that's a great way.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. So I wanted to talk about some of the different ways we can be together in friendships. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not always like I love going out to dinner. You and I love going out to dinner.
We
I love
do.
going with my friends or going to get a glass of wine. But it doesn't always have to be that way in order to stay connected. And I just would love, I know you always just have good ideas. So,
Well, and really, life is expensive. And
right.
right, I mean, how many times have we gotten, I'm giving up alcohol for a while, or I'm giving up, and we disrupt that,
Mhm.
right? And then we battle with, well, do I see my friends or not? So I
Right.
do actually have a list of ways for friends to spend time together. And
Nice.
so there is side by side time, right? And so side by side time is really this kind of idea that we can just be together. Maybe we can take a drive, or we can take a walk, or we can, just sit outside
Yeah.
together. I'll meet you at the bench. Bring your
Mhm.
lunch. I'll bring my lunch, right?
Right.
It isn't, and it doesn't have to be very active. It can just be being.
Just being.
So I have a friend, Beth, that I walk with,
Mhm.
and what you don't know is we walk to the coffee shop, get a coffee, and then we go and sit on a bench outside of the plant shop. We don't walk for
I didn't know that,
I
really?
know.
Like, how do you walk for 3 hours?
No, it's not walking
Like an
for
hour and a half
when we
is
go
that's
when
nice, though.
it is, we
I'm
go
not
and sit and
judging. I
talk.
just
I
did not.
know, but
There's so
yes.
much I learn about you, April Boykin, every episode. And one is that they sit on the
We
bench.
sit,
In front,
we
that's
sit, and we
beautiful.
talk for an hour and a
Oh,
half.
that's so nice.
It is.
See, we can
Sometimes we
talk.
walk when we go up to the hills and we walk because we're
Yeah.
getting exercise. But
No, but
a
that's
lot of
great.
times we walk far enough to get to the coffee shop, and then we sit for an hour
Oh,
and a half
that's
and
so
talk.
nice. And you're catching
Yeah.
up. And,
We
and
are.
again, just sitting and being is so nice. Yeah, I love that.
There's also shared quiet. Now,
I
this
might not know much about that.
no, I know.
What do you mean?
So
Like,
I miss Barnes and Nobles more than anything in this world.
oh, yes.
But going
Okay.
and sitting at a bookstore, meeting a friend at a bookstore and bringing your book and sitting and sharing quiet, sitting together and reading.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I know that has no
know.
appeal to you,
No,
but
that's
that
all right.
is that for me, that there is such an appeal. Coming over and let's just watch a movie and sit,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that is okay.
That's nice.
Sitting and journaling.
Almost like
when I'm
companionship, right?
Yeah, it's companionship. So my friend
Yeah.
Diane, who I travel
Mhm.
with, there was nothing for us to both go and sit. We'll go to a coffee shop in Vietnam together, sit, pull out our journals, turn our backs to each other, and sit and
Oh,
write.
that's great.
Yeah, just that quiet time.
But
Right.
company.
But company.
That's nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Also parallel play, right?
Mhm.
Like, so we don't call it parallel play for children, it's parallel play, but it's parallel presence, right? Which is similar to some of the
Yeah.
things, but it's not having to constantly be engaged. It really is just being there. Sometimes working with parallel play, there have been times when I'm so overstimulated and I need to get work done, just going and sitting in
Yeah.
the same room with somebody else.
Mhm.
And I'll say, I'm just going to be quiet. I just want to sit here.
Yeah.
Right. So doing that with my friends, hey, can I come over and I got to get some work done. Can I come over and just sit?
Yeah, see, this is why you need other friends besides me. I am not that person. Like
No, but Cheryl is.
Cheryl would be perfect. I don't have that, and I can because I love my quiet time. But I'm never quiet with other people. I
Yes.
need to be on my own because there's just I just get this energy immediately, and I want to know and share.
Yes.
So I might need to work on this a little bit because I can picture that being enjoyable. I don't think this will ever happen, but maybe you can work on your play that we talked about from the last episode, and maybe I'll
You
work
can
on
work on
shutting
being
up.
quiet.
Just shut up. shut up, Andrea. But like, let's just go. But I'm going to say, look at that bird. Isn't that beautiful? It's red and it has this and this. I don't know if I
Yeah,
know how
I'm
to
not
do
ever
that.
going to depend on you for
Don't
quiet.
ever depend on me for that.
No,
No,
I
that's
won't.
okay. You have other,
But
apparently you have other friends.
I do have other friends. I have other
But
friends.
no, that's okay. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. I want to experience that and see what it's like.
Yeah, but so my next door neighbor, Paul, I can be quiet with him. Brian, his husband, I can be quiet with him anytime. We can just sit.
Brian or Paul?
Both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I can be quiet with both of them.
And what do you do when you're quiet together? What are you doing?
Loving each other quietly.
You just sit? You're just looking at each other? No, what are you doing? You must be doing something when you're together. Are you
We
going
could
for
just sit.
coffee or like?
We could be. We could go for breakfast. I don't have to fill up all my time with talking. I know it's
I
foreign.
really, it's just interesting. This is like really new to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going. Just
You
keep
know, Abby and I, my daughter and I can
Yeah.
sit together for long periods of time and
Yeah.
have no conversation.
That's, I cannot.
I
relate
know
to
you
it.
cannot relate to
My
that.
son and I.
But it is complete co-regulation, because remember, that's what all of this is. It's about co-regulating, using each other's the presence of each other, the heartbeat of each other, the breath of each other to co-regulate our nervous system.
Yeah, no, I love it.
So,
I get it. It's on the list.
Other ways, simple check-ins, right? It doesn't have to be a long thing. Thinking of you. What's up? What's going on? I hope everything is well. It's just doesn't have to be, because I have so many people say, oh, I don't have time. You don't have to have this much time. You can have this much time to say checking in, or, hey, think of me. I'm having a hard day. Send me love. It's okay to ask for what you need from your friends, right? How many times have I called you and said, I just need you to,
for a minute.
yes, I need you to just listen. I don't need you to fix it, or just tell me I'm going to be okay, or just reflect back to me, am I crazy?
Yes, yes, we do that a lot.
We do
I
that a
love
lot for
I
each
love
other.
that.
Yes. I think also movement based. I cannot express how good a walk is, even if it's just in a coffee shop to get a coffee.
But no, walking with friends is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Also getting sun. I cannot, you don't have to go all the way to the beach. You can come sit on my back porch and I can make you a mocha coffee and sit in the sun and get just that presence, and being in the sun and getting those
outside is so nurturing.
outsides. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a long time. 5 minutes is beneficial.
Yeah.
If you
Putting your
can't do
feet in
anything
the
more.
dirt. Right, doing that, grounding together, art festival without buying anything, right? Part of this is I want to get away from that idea of consumerism.
Right.
We don't have to always be buying and spending to be together. And so many people are like, I can't go shopping with my friends. You can do that. Even running errands together,
I
right?
actually enjoy that. I enjoy so much more having someone with me doing errands than being by myself.
Well, or I
it's
have
not
a
a chore.
friend who I'm like, come and help me cook. And we'll make multiple things together, and laughing and being in the kitchen and doing meal prep for the week.
Oh, so
There
much more
is,
fun.
oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah.
So there are so many ways to be together that builds the connection, regulates the nervous
I love
system,
it.
and gets stuff done so that you're not feeling like you have to decide between this or that you can have both.
Yeah.
All right. So does that feel like we covered?
I love it. Yes. I feel like how I feel talking about friendships. That alone feels amazing.
Well, and to love and be loved by our friends really is the most important thing that we've got going.
I know. Love it. Thank you.
All right.
Joke? You ready for a
Yeah,
joke?
I'm ready for, okay.
I don't know if you're going to get this. I don't know if you're going to get
Thank you
it.
for saying that ahead of time.
That's all right.
If
This
it's
took
not
me a
the
minute.
wrestling joke, I'm okay.
No, this took me a minute to understand. So, you ready? I'm going to launch into it now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
My friend Tony asked me not to say his name backwards. And I said, why not?
Oh, God. I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Well, because I can see it,
'Cause you
right?
can
It's
see it,
it's
yeah.
words. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we're
It's
still
like,
analyzing it.
what is the, how do you spell yes?
How do you spell it?
Yeah, how do you spell
How do you
yes?
spell yes? Y-E-S?
Oh, I didn't do it wrong. What does YES spell?
Yes.
What does EYES spell?
Oh, I've heard that one.
Yeah,
Eyes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Like because you can't.
Yeah, so I can see it. So as I can see it, I can. Yeah.
This is a really funny part of the episode.
Yeah, this is really funny because I can't. So I don't even get jokes right. I don't even get
You
get
just
them.
go into analysis mode because you're just in your head.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
So, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Yay. Good job.